want you guys to go support Piston Mike. Y'all go to the subscribe button. He at 480 right now. Let's get him to 1,000, 100,000, 500,000, million subscribers as soon as possible, bid. Let's help him put it down. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. If you like the Pistons, you want to support me, think about sending me a donation. Best way you can help me right now is go subscribe over to Piston Mike and go help him get his numbers up, putting in work, hard work, smart work, dedicated work, consistent work. So make sure you go over there and appreciate that work. So remember, the name is Piston Mike, and I have a link in the description. If you have a problem finding it on YouTube, it'll be under source link or Piston Mike channel link in the description. Peace.
All right, man. Let's talk do this Jare Goff video the right way. I don't know why the audio keep going out every time I get to doing a second video on this channel, but hopefully it won't happen this time, which I double check. But it's all about trading Jared Goff to could the Lions actually do it in tomorrow? Well, later on I come back with a quarterback. Well, I might just plug in a Piston video later on since we did one earlier. I don't know. Either gonna be a Piston video, then Lion video, then Piston live. Hopefully in the morning. Don't quote me on that. Might be a Piston, but I don't know. I will figure it out later, right? So apparently, proposed Jared Goff trade could they realistically move on from Jared Goff and how that ties to the three people they could cut to create $3 million in cap space for Jared Goff. All right, it says proposed trade has Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff replacing greatness. It says when the Detroit Lions traded Matthew Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams for Jared Goff and a trio of picks, the hope was a fresh start would be enough for Goff, who finally played up to expectations once he had the number one, he once had as a number one overall pick. Unfortunately, Goff got off to a very rough start with the Lions, and though he finished the season much better than he started, it's pretty obvious to most that he is not Detroit's long-term quarterback in the future. As it stands, Goff will almost certainly be the Lions quarterback in 2022, as it would not be good move in terms of salary cap to cut him. That being, what happens if a team is desperate for a starting quarterback and they believe they could trade for Jared Goff? In a recent article published by ESPN.com, Bill Barnwell suggests that if Tom Brady decides to retire, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers may look at trading for Goff as the best option available at a reasonable price. From ESPN, Bill Barnwell says a less expensive option for the top of the 2016 draft will be Goff, who had an uneven season after being unceremoniously jettisoned to the Detroit and Matthew Stafford trade. Goff final numbers: a 67.2% completion percentage, 19 touchdown passes, and 8 interceptions. Look fine, but he averaged just 6.6 yards per attempt and posted a total QBR 39.7, right between Taylor Heinicke and Davis Mills. Goff is realistically more of a reclamation project than a plug and play starter at this point. It's clear he has a limitation, but he also has size and a good arm. When he's playing confidently and has the right players around him, he can produce spectacular numbers as we saw during his days with the Rams. Goff is not going to excite Bucs fans, but he might be the best option available at a reasonable price. And it says, nation, would you be in favor of the Lions trading Jared Goff to the Buccaneers? If what kind of compensation do you think the Lions can get? You can give me a 7th-round draft pick. You can have him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like bro. It just seemed like I would like to know the truth down the line, but it seemed like they just got Jared Goff. They just threw Jared Goff in, so we get the third, or we get an extra one of their 1st-round picks. That's what it sounded like. If I could just take the 2 1s and the 3 for Matthew Stafford, that's their problem to figure out what they're gonna do for Jared Goff. Now, they also did say last year that they had some calls for Jared Goff. People was interested in trading for Jared Goff. So that is true. And shout out to Detroit sportsnation.com, by the way. So if you look at Jared Goff's contract, well, one way it ties into the 3 guys that you might and maybe should let go if you can't trade them, is that he has a $31.1 million cap hit, $30 million in dead money for next season. So what you cut in Trey Flowers, Jamal Williams, high tie, that'd be around 25, depending on who you ask, 25 million. And they have, depending on who you ask, between 25 or 24 and 30 million in projected cap space. And like I said before, they got decisions to make on Hawkinson. I think this offseason you got to make the decision, before somebody set the market at tight end. Are you going to pay Hawkinson, extend him, or are you going to flip him? You know what I'm saying? Same thing for DeAndre Swift. He ain't been healthy enough to be able to extend him. So a lot of decisions are coming up for the Detroit Lions based on what they should do with some players, you know. But like I said before, a lot of people get mad when I bring up Trey Swift. He's our best player. I mean, I can't tell. It's no offense to him, but he's fast, but he always injured. You know, always, always in forever. So he always injured, and like I said before, I mean, they probably need to figure it out, but that's on them. That's on them to go ahead and figure that out. But if you could, if somebody did come knocking, I mean, what big free agent are they on if they do end up with 55 or 50 around 50 plus $1 million in cap space? Who are they eyeing is the question. And that's a big question. Who are they eyeing? Who are they eyeing? So, uh, I don't know, but is it Marcus Williams? Is it a receiver? Is it only Brad Holmes knows what he truly looking for. So I mean, or it's just gonna be another year of 1 year contracts, or it's gonna be a year of we're gonna actually try to go out there and grab somebody of importance. So I mean, quite frankly, a lot of people think they close. Without a quarterback, you're not close. So let's Goff gonna step his game up, knowing that he could be cut. I mean, I thought he would step his game up, knowing that he was getting traded to Detroit, but that didn't happen. He was who we thought he was. He was who we thought he was. But like I said before, if Tampa Bay was to come in, or you have to take that hit, I mean, you got to have an answer at quarterback though. And my thing, if you feel like the rookie good enough, or somebody good enough to come in and beat Jared Goff, why not just sit on there just in case for an injury? But we know why the Fords look at it like a car business. That's how they look at it, as a car business. If you making the most money, you gonna play. So at the end of the day, the NBA is just not like any other business. I mean, the NFL and the NBA, the NFL is not just like regular business. It's just not. But like I said before, that's up to them to go ahead and figure that out. Um, that's just up to them. But taking that hit, that's a big hit. Honestly, taking that hit, that's a big hit. It's a huge hit. That's a hit you could wait on next year, and you see it's only 10 million in dead money or whatever it is that are out. You could just be patient. If you find a guy that can't beat Goff out, you gotta sit Martha down and explain it to her. It might be hard for her to understand about it, but that's just what you're gonna have to do. You know. So I mean, that's up to them. That's up to them to figure out, exactly, kind of where they want to maneuver at, with this at. But I mean, it's interesting to say the least. But you take that hit, then you cut them three players. I mean, they got, first you want to try to trade those three players and make a decision on Hawkinson. If you're paying Hawkinson, probably not making this move. A lot of people like how Goff ended the season. If he could pick it up next year, kind of with that, but teams in the NFL tend to adjust. He adjusted to Lamar. They adjusted it to a minute to Patrick Mahomes this season. It may take some time, but they're gonna adjust. So what can they do to tweak around Jared Goff? Well, Josh Reynolds was a guy saying Healthy offensive line would be a godsend. Um, so I mean, yeah, Craig Reynolds was a godsend down the stretch. If you keep Hawkinson around for a year, that's again, finding the number one. I told y'all the number one thing about bringing Jared Goff here was surrounding him with talent. Don't worry about the defense; it's solid enough. Surrounding him with talent, they didn't do that, and they tried to do it at the last minute with Trinity Benson, and they got lucky with Josh Reynolds. They got lucky Julio went there and he couldn't really find a spot there because they run first offense anyway. So we got lucky, but yeah, I mean that's up to them. Like I said before, if you're gonna keep Jared Goff, you gotta figure out a contingency plan, bro. They gotta have a plan in place where they get somebody they like and they develop them this year, so he could be ready next year or be ready to compete in the 2023 season. I keep telling you all that. You don't want to go in the 2023 season where you got to keep Jared Goff on this kind. You got to keep him. You want to go into that season, offensive line intact, defense getting better, and the guy you feel like can pick up, kind of like what Aaron Rodgers did with Brett Favre. But like I said, a lot of people want to do a threat quarterback. I don't blame them. I think Pickett remind me a little bit of Joe Burrows. Depending on what Willis run and how he throw the ball in his pro day, it's gonna be interesting. But like I said before, Goff probably gonna be here next year. The likelihood of this happening is probably slim to none. But yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. You go live and drop a video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Comment, thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your notifications. Appreciate the love, support.